Thank you so much for selecting Fishing Tales and Bytes of Wisdom as your Division 4 winner. We're honored to be here and excited to share the student-created, student-led initiative in the category of youth development and education. My name is Nicole Hyen, and I am the proud principal at Lincoln Magnet School of these wonderful Fishing Tales groups. We're excited to share a little bit about a project that started in our ELA classroom where students are reading stories and learning about generations, and that story really sparked what we do best at Lincoln Magnet School. We ask the kids each and every year, all of our students, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, to think about a project proposal pitch. We want our students to engage in the community each and every year and look for different things that connect with them, but also make a difference in our community. Sense of belonging is really important at this age and really every age, but we really want to engage our students in we call challenge-based learning, looking for problems, looking for solutions, and going out and taking action. And so I was visiting a classroom during the second week of school, and we were asking our students, how will you take action? What's a need? And the students were hearing stories about generations, and a few of them, Ian, he's taller than me now, a few of them were calling me over and they're like, we're already doing this. And I was like, tell me about that. What are you talking about? They're like, well, since last year we've been volunteering at a nursing home, so we're already connecting generations. So the principal and me loved that, one, they were connecting with what they're learning the second week of school, and we're excited. And that's where I started to see the magic really happen. The students were coming together, they were talking, they were sharing with their teachers. All of a sudden, those little antennas popped up, and they were looking for more opportunities to connect generations. So that's where it really sparked. And then I asked them to share with me a little bit more about what they were doing. And they're like, well, every Wednesday, and they were going on and on about this wonderful opportunity. And the need to me was very clear. We had two groups in our community that are very vulnerable, that mean a lot to our community and really make a difference. It was our youth and our elders. So what started with a few students and a fishing pole has grown into something really big, and we're excited to share with you how this project has grown just in a little over a year to 7 universities and communities from New York to South Carolina, even to our very special pitch at the University of Illinois. So our tackle team took full ownership in what they created in a classroom project. Started developing this to meaningful outreach, combining storytelling, fishing, and then it evolved to digital storytelling and education to bridge our generational gap. To date, our students have worked with over 125 senior citizens directly. They've inspired countless others through television, video, community partnerships. They've been on NPR. They're going to talk to you a little bit more about that. But what makes my mom heart happy and my principal heart happy is that these students collectively, just this small group, not including all the other ones at Lincoln Magnet School, have served over 600 volunteer hours in the last year. They are athletes, they're scholars, they're mathletes, you name it, they do it all. And they inspire other kids in our school to do the same as well. So I couldn't be more proud as principal at what they're doing. They're not just doing a project, it's kind of become a mission for them. But I learned a long time ago to keep the adult talk to a minimum and let these rock stars share with you just how important this project is. So they're gonna share it this time. I would like to introduce Naomi Becker. She's gonna kick it off. She's in 8th grade at Lincoln Magnet School.
Have you ever wanted to do something that really mattered, something that felt bigger than you? Well, that's where our journey began.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I'm in 8th grade at Lincoln Magnet. I wanted to help and give back to my community, but I didn't know where to begin. Someone mentioned volunteering at a local nursing home, and I thought, what would I even talk about with the residents?
Hi, I'm Ben, and I'm an 8th grader at Lincoln Magnet. And Ian's mom gave us just the nudge we needed. She said, you love fishing, and fishing's one of the oldest ways people connect. Just jump in and see where it gets you. And so, we did. And from that day on, we weren't just known as volunteers. We were known as the tackle team.
We are the LMS tackle team, and Wednesday is our favorite day of the week. All middle schoolers, we love fishing. Really love it. We could talk about fish for hours.
Wednesday is when we visit local nursing homes to connect with residents. We get to share stories about our fishing adventures, show photos of our best catches, and
we even bring fishing-themed snacks like goldfish, Swedish fish, and cupcakes decorated like the sea. It's more than just fun. We know that sometimes people in the nursing homes don't get many visitors. So when we come, we hope to bring smiles, laughter, and maybe even a little sunshine into their day.
Each of us has someone we've met which means a lot to us. For me, it's Bob Sawyer. She's always curious about our generation, Boy, school looks like now.
It's like getting a history lesson, but from someone who is really there.
I noticed some of the residents are more motivated to join when we're there.
Just like they said, our generations are making a huge gap between each other, and they just like talking to younger people and like having someone to talk to. It like brightens up their whole day. And for me, it goes both ways. They've taught us patience, kindness, and many more things. As the older anglers share their experiences, we find a lot of things that we have surprisingly in common.
The activity directors tell us that when we visit because it gets more people involved in activities, brings new energy, and adds something special to the day.
So fishing sale started a year ago. It's pretty small, just about 5 of us who were going to local nursing homes. And I had no idea. I don't think we had any idea it was going to grow this big to where we had lots of people come in. We had phone calls coming from like the Attorney General's office, BOS, and even the University of Oak.
So, it really has changed our life. I know it's changed my life for the better, and I hope it's changed others.
We are the LMS tackle team, and Wednesday is our favorite day.
Hi, my name is Levi, and I'm a 7th grader at Lincoln Magnet. And as you can tell, my brother and I were hooked. We couldn't stop talking about how fun it was doing our visits at the nursing homes and talking about fishing. Then, one night, my friend told me about an online fishing scam that almost cost his grandma her savings. That hit hard. We realized that our new senior friends might need more than just stories and company. They also needed protection.
So the tackle team is basically where a group of us would go to nursing homes every single week, and we'd connect with the residents, and it's really fun. We talk about fishing, and then as we got on, I don't think they really cared about the fishing. They just really liked having someone to talk to, and so I think that's why we kept going back and back, just to see them and see their reactions on how happy they were.
What started as simple visits quickly grew into something much bigger. We realized that it could be so much more. We wanted to create a program where we could connect with seniors, have fun chatting about fishing, but also teach them about staying safe online.
That was the moment everything clicked. Hi, I'm Alana, and I'm in 8th grade at Lincoln Magnet School. The idea was cast, the net started forming, and our mission to connect and protect generations began.
We noticed that many of the seniors, when we came, were feeling isolated and disconnected. They missed companionship and they missed being heard. And that is one of the many reasons that they are targeted by these online scams.
The data is alarming. We didn't realize so many of our seniors are being targeted. Did you notice this counter? It shows how much money has been stolen from scams during our presentation. Just because our seniors are in assisted living centers or nursing homes does not mean they are not vulnerable. They have phones, iPads, and communication scammers can get to them anywhere.
You'd be shocked how easy it is for these scams to happen. Here's a video of how even a 12-year-old could create a deepfake scam. Can you tell which one is real and which one's AI created?
Okay, so we have 2 voice clips of Hudson, and I want you guys to figure out which one is the real one.
It underscores the importance of educating all community members about online safety.
That's the first one. Here's the second one.
It underscores the importance of educating all community members about online safety.
Now, which one's real? First.
That's scary, right?
So now you might be asking yourself, how do a bunch of middle schoolers pull this project off?
The answer? Heart, hustle, and help. We knew we couldn't do it alone, so we reached out to community partners who believed in our mission.
We reached out to local organizations, and they believed in us because they believed in the impact. The Attorney General's Office, Bank of Springfield, YMCA, local news channels, and retirement communities all stepped in to help us, to help others.
We even woke up before sunrise to share our story on NPR Illinois, 98.7 WNNS, WTAX, and News Channel 20 to help get the message out.
What happens when the wisdom of the past meets the energy of the future? Bytes of Wisdom bridges the generational gap, empowering students to become leaders while supporting our older anglers community.
Just like We share our fishing and learning from each other's stories. We also want to help protect our friends and family from a different kind of trap, scams and fishing with a PH. And that's why we're excited to share our scam workshops in Bytes of Wisdom.
We use a cool app called Deep Cover whenever you visit the nursing homes. Finding an app that connects so well with the seniors' interests is a huge hit whenever we visit them.
Plus, it was created by a student at the University of Illinois, and it was created with what seniors enjoy.
From guest speakers and community outreach to creating valuable resources, Bytes of Wisdom empowers us to make a lasting difference.
The main thing I gained, which I didn't know at all, was to be careful about scanning QR codes. The guy told us that if you scan the QR code, they can get into your computer. I had no idea about that. So I was really glad to learn that, and I've been much more careful ever since, so I'm grateful for the whys.
Join us in empowering the next generation while protecting and honoring our elders.
Because when we work together, we all thrive.
Two of our partners, Ms. Calcara from the Attorney General's Office and Mr. Bart from the YMCA, have been so helpful to our mission. They helped bring our ideas to life and have been incredible supporters of to both our project and our community. We would like to take a moment to hear from them directly.
Hi, my name is Heather Calcara. I do outreach for the Illinois Attorney General's Office. When the tackle team reached out to me and the Bank of Springfield to do a fraud presentation collaboratively back in April, I jumped at the chance. I was curious to see if these students were as passionate about protecting seniors and bringing senior scam awareness, and they were spot on. I sit on the board for the Sangamon County Triad, which is a group of local law enforcement and different law enforcement agencies throughout the city, or county, I apologize, and other agencies and local communities. We go out and we help educate seniors and help advocate for them. After I heard these students present back in April, I told myself, we have to partner up with them and come up some sort of teaching technology class for the seniors, because as technology advances, nobody should be left in the dark, and seniors need to be empowered, especially with the world that they live in. I invited the students to come and present at Triad meeting so that way the other board members could see what I saw. I was floored with how much these students had improved just since April. Coming from someone who does public speaking for a living, and I had already heard their presentation before, I was paying attention to make sure that they were making eye contact, that they were speaking clearly, and they weren't even using note cards. After the tackle team left, I asked the Triad County Board, or the Sangamon County Triad, so what do you guys think? And here's some of the collective responses. They were completely impressed. They were so poised. And there was one comment that stuck with me, and it was from Sangamon County Sheriff Sergeant Amy Robinson. She said, if this is the future, the world's gonna be a better place. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome up another one of our great sponsors and a good friend of our project, Mr. Lou Bart from the YMCA.
I am the Director of Marketing and Community Engagement for the YMCA. And thank you, Ian, and thank you to the rest of the team. The YMCA's mission is to help young people realize their full potential in mind, body, and spirit. And many of the Beta Club members here are involved in Y Sports. And when they shared their idea for fishing protection, we were very impressed with their thinking, their passion, and strategy for helping seniors in our community. We were happy to partner with the students on marketing their plan through our channels, sharing our media time with them, and providing an opportunity for them to reach our senior members at the YMCA here in Springfield. Some of our members are not very tech savvy, and many have been the target of online scams. And it can be, as they've said, embarrassing and traumatic. These Lincoln Magnet students created a presentation and an app that identified the problem and showed them how to protect themselves in a very user-friendly way. We got great feedback from our members in the presentation that they did at the YMCA's. That was on the video. That was the YMCA where they were presenting and where they were doing the test with the grandmas to see if they could tell who their grandson was or whether it was AI or not. So they did a fantastic job. But members especially were impressed with the students' initiative, their thoughtfulness, their kindness, and their ingenuity. And I've had the pleasure of working with this team since sort of the beginning of the year. I'm very moved by their confidence, their empathy, and their extraordinary drive to do good in the community. And I'll turn this back now to Nicole, who, as you can see, is the motivator, inspirer, and role model for this amazing team of young leaders.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you to all of the parents that are here. I know they're not on stage, but a lot of the background of getting them at sunrise to the different outlets and just having such great kiddos. It's pretty amazing when you have, again, our scholars, when you have, I'm gonna be real honest, some of our athletes, our Cool Kids Ben's team won the championship for basketball in 4A this year. And so when you have your basketball team coming out, our mathletes, our cross-country runners, I've got some state cross-country runners here. When you have them doing things like this in the community, others take notice. They are lifting others up. The other kids want to be just like them. And so this year was a great year for Lincoln Magnet School. Again, we went to state in cross country. Girls basketball placed third. Boys basketball won the championship. And we went in track. These kids were amongst that group. So in addition to all of that, they're doing this, but they're raising what it means to be a scholar athlete. They're raising what it means to be a good citizen in our community, and others are following. So we love that. I love that their coaches support this, and I think this is the model. Like I said, at Lincoln Magnet School, we ask all of our kids each year, what's your project proposal? What's your pitch? What are you gonna do to make a difference? And that's what they're sharing. The impact of Fishing Tales, Bytes of Wisdom, and these students, when I think about it, honestly, I get a little bit teary because the connections that they've made are hard to measure. When you see them at the nursing homes, when you see them talking, they carry themselves differently. The seniors carry themselves differently. When you saw in the video, the seniors are excited to learn something and be empowered. And when kids are sharing with seniors or when they're sharing with their teachers, hey, make sure not to click on something because my data is connected to that and I don't want my identity to be taken. When they share those things with our teachers think differently about clicking. We talk about beyond the pond. That's beyond what we did this year, reeling in those resources. When we think about all that, we think about the strategic planning. Our director of technology in our district, which is a very large district, has already talked to our students this year about doing the professional learning every month, whether it's Potty PD, where you just put little notes on the back of the stalls, or whether it's sending out little messages, because when the kids speak, people listen. And so we're gonna be doing monthly catch of the day type things, sending out to our custodians, to our secretaries, to the whole entire district, because we wanna keep them safe. Fishing is at an all-time high, not just with seniors, so they're kind of taking that beyond the pond and helping within our school district. I'm really excited. I shared a little bit. Our next slide is about some of the different groups that we're doing. They were selected as the first ever DART ambassadors. And so you may be thinking, what are DART ambassadors? So they are trained in deceptive training so that they can help other people, which are the senior citizens. They had an opportunity to go over to the University of Illinois, who helped with the Deep Cover app. And Levi talked about, it was created by a student. They got to meet with the student. They got to give feedback on what the seniors thought worked well, what other types of scams are out there, like what are you hearing in the nursing homes? Because they want to make it great for everybody. It's a free app. They said it'll always be free. It's a multi-institutional grant that they received, and they know that they want to take it to the next level. But when we were meeting with the professors, cybersecurity at U of I, gaming study, that was one of their favorites. They were like, but we don't know what to do. And without a heartbeat, the kids just sat there like, well, you need to create a training and you need to invite schools on campus because they need to visit colleges. And it was like, oh my goodness, they're like little guidance deans. I love this. And they were just talking about what they do each and every day of being college and career ready. And they're like, no, invite people to come and then share this with them. And immediately they were like taking notes. And I wish they could have seen the look on my face, and you guys could too, when I clicked on, they said, okay, we've got it up and running. And I'm on Clemson University's webpage, and it's our kids. And I'm like, like, it's happening. It's real. Like, and it's all free. And that's what I think I love best about this. It just, she talked about heart and hustle, having heart, hustle, and caring about people. There are so many resources out there that are free. We just got to kind of collect everyone together. So I couldn't have been more proud of the kids at what started as something small and really sparked into something huge. The kids did great. So, they got to go over and play games at the U of I in like their amazing design studios. The kids were talking different when we left. They're like, I want to come back for a college visit. I think I might go here. I think Ian might end up at U of I, which is really exciting to see them on campuses, and we want to get them talking more. We talked to them about college and career, but what does that mean? They're making a path for themselves right now. So I was very excited about that. So measurement for me and our children throughout our entire school. All kids can do this. So next year we're going to train the rest of the building on how to do this and go home. And then if they do it with their families, we're reaching even more. These are the schools that have participated in the DART Ambassador Program and that now have our students. They've created their own website. You have a QR code. They've created all their own stuff. They've just curated. They've asked for permission and worked with partners. And again, college and career, they're 11 years old and 12 years old, and they're emailing the Attorney General's office. They're emailing our mayor's office. They're emailing the YMCA and asking, will you partner with us? There are so many people that want to help in our communities. So this was really great, but these are the people that have jumped on. So we're really, 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 really proud of that. So I cannot say enough things about the impact that it's had social, emotionally, on the two most vulnerable groups and the impact it's had on our entire school. We're excited to share this throughout the community. We know that they're going to be great ambassadors. We're going to see great things. And again, it started in a classroom with just one thing, and we tell the teachers, tomorrow's our opening day with teachers. And this is going to be the story we tell, and these are going to be the things. You never know what that spark's going to be. And I don't think that the ELA teachers last year knew that those stories about social emotional learning and empathy were going to have such a huge impact. But I'm going to thank them again publicly tomorrow at our opening day and just say how important everything is. So I couldn't be more proud. I do, right before our mayor comes up, I do want to bring Ian up real quick. He doesn't necessarily love public recognition, but I'm going to bring him up real quick. And I just want to say thank you. This started with you. This started with an idea of volunteering, and I couldn't be more proud. And really quickly, before we invite our amazing mayor up, who none of this would be possible because she supports our schools and everything that we do, share with them that little story that we had from you guys.
One of my favorite things to come from this project is when one of the seniors handed me an old fishing scale, something that he used to use with his family. He told me, now it's your turn. That scale now lives in my tackle box and has become a part of our story. A reminder that what we're doing isn't just a project, it's a legacy.
So thank you. That scale was so important. And now we'd like to invite our mayor up. She has been so wonderful at supporting all the community outreach. She comes to all of our events. She just really lifts our students up in our entire school district and just really makes our community even better. So I'd like to invite our mayor, Misty Busher, up to share a little bit more.
Before I give you some closing remarks about this, I want to acknowledge that this movement of Fishing Tales and Bytes of Wisdom came from students that are 6th through 8th grade. The tackle team, right here next to me, the tackle team, created a movement to engage youth with our seniors who are sometimes shut in and do not get visitors very often. It is a highlight for our seniors, and this group of tackle team members next to me have created a movement to bridge a gap of generations. So we need to remember what these students have done. It is an honor to be here with you today and celebrate the remarkable work of the students in our Springfield community that have created Fishing Tales and the Bytes of Wisdom initiative. This project is not only a testament to the power of the youth leadership that is here today, but is a shining example of what makes the city of Springfield and Lincoln Magnet School so special. This impact is profound. Over 125 seniors in our community have taken part of these events and have formed lasting connections with our students and our student volunteers. Some have passed down personal gifts and cherished memorabilia to the students, including fishing gear, as a symbol of trust and shared purpose with the students. Beyond the numbers, the real story would be transformation. Seniors now say they are seen, they're heard, and they're protected by the knowledge our students have given them. Our students have reported an increase in empathy, they are growing in leadership, and they also have said they have a deeper understanding of their civic responsibility, which is huge as the mayor. This is what their work is all about, learning from one another, lifting each other up. This is what our youth tackle team is doing. Our community residents and our local stakeholders played a central role in the success of this effort, whether it's the YMCA, whether it's a local financial institution that helped them with the education of elder abuse and their finances. At the heart of all of this were the students themselves, the tackle team. They led every aspect of this initiative and this movement, from the planning and the visiting of the retirement homes to facilitating storytelling sessions with our seniors and hosting their digital safety workshops. For older adults, these leaders took charge. They used their care, their vision, and their determination to make a difference in seniors' lives. This project has created something rare and beautiful that will continue on to bridge a gap between our generations and our community. While older residents offered fishing tips and stories from their lifetime experiences to our students gave back knowledge about technology and online safety, a true exchange of wisdom that is now moving, as you saw, through many communities. Fishing Tales and Bytes of Wisdom is not just a school project anymore. It is a model project and movement that happens when students are empowered and when community members are engaged and compassion takes over their innovation. These students, their families that are here, our educators, and our senior partners who have participated, I cannot say thank you enough to showing our entire state of Illinois what is possible when we come together as a group. Our city is so proud of these students, and I'm so proud to stand here in front of you today as we celebrate their well-deserved recognition. Congratulations to our tackle team.
Thank you. We might be middle schoolers, but we've realized that a little kindness in a fishing pool can make a big difference.
Thank you for letting us share our story with you today. We hope you'll cast your net with us too.
We could talk forever about this, so ask them any questions or any of us, we'd be happy to answer them.
Can you hear me? I can tell you all I've been watching Shark Tank. I'm curious, how do you make sure, so I hear a lot of you are 8th graders, how do you make sure your 6th graders and 7th graders are watching what you're doing so that this can continue once you head off to high school?
You guys want to share? You want to share? Let's share.
So because we're presenting in front of the school this year, all 300 and something students that we have will hear what we have to say, and we do hope that they will share this with their parents and the message will get out, and hopefully it can go all over the state of Illinois.
This is very impressive. Thank you guys so much for speaking with us. So sort of connected to that, how do you guys see this continuing in your lives? Like once you're out of middle school, you're in high school, what are you thinking about how you're going to continue doing this work?
Well, this project has really helped us like build connections and gain like public speaking, like how we're doing this right now. And we can still continue to visit nursing homes even throughout our high school life. And we can like show this to, once we become the older generation, like this will be a part of our lives. Like we can still be connecting the generations. We can be the older generation connecting the younger generation instead of the other way around.
You can pass the microphone too if you want.
Well, I think it's definitely helped us like form our speaking skills that can go on throughout our lives. And it's definitely had an impact on all of us because we've helped bridge the giant gap between generations, between our seniors and us. And it definitely is a heartwarming experience for us because we can spend time with the seniors and also teach them about staying safe.
So again, congratulations. This is an awesome project, and the fact that you've gone to all these different universities is just amazing. So my question is, did you have any light bulb moments when you were saying this is what we're gonna do, but then you heard a story about someone getting scammed or something like that that kind of pushed you in a different direction that made you expand it even further?
So whenever I heard that somebody was getting scammed, and we just build a huge connection with the seniors that we visit in the nursing homes. So what I said, we realized how much we love them and wanted to protect them. So yeah, we realized that we like them, and we've been building a friendship with them for so long that we realized that we need to start protecting them and other people too.
What were some of the scariest scams that you guys did a lot of research when you did this? What were some of the things, like she said, that were oh, we need to talk about that? What were some of the facts and things that you learned about that were aha moments? Do you want to share any of them?
So, whenever we played the video of the 12-year-old who built this app, I don't even know how he did it, first of all, but it kind of just clicked, this is happening in the real world. People are calling you, and they have, say, your grandma's number. They will call you, you say hello, boom, they already have your voice. They already have your voice right there. They can program that, and now they can call your grandma saying, help, I'm in jail, I need bail money, and you've already sent them $10,000 to bail you out. And so protecting them from those scams really can save their life savings, their money, just in general.
And that, John wasn't able to be here. He's moving on to high school. He was at an event. John and Kate are not with us, but that came from John sharing with me how he can do that online. He's like, do you want to hear our history teacher singing the national anthem? I'm like, what? And he's like, what do you want to hear Miss Marsalius say? I'm like, what are you talking about? And she knew, and they were working on it. She just recorded, she just said part of her lesson, and he could make it say anything. And I'm like, oh, let's not do that, but good to know, but so we need to make sure that we're being really good. And he's wickedly smart, but he does it in a very safe way, but that's when the kids were like, John, can you help us? And Hudson's here, because that's happened to someone in his family. They were telling those stories about that, and someone called pretending to be his uncle to his grandma, and she knew enough to hang up and call back, and that's what they're learning, and that's what we're sharing. But he was sitting there, and he would record us a little bit and then play, and then that's, someone 12 and 13 years old that could do it that quick. So it were those types of things, and just doing research, it just kept snowballing. And the people, the scammers, we've now started calling them, they're criminals. So when we said scammers before, people were like, oh, and then we're like, well, they're criminals. And then people were like, oh, we're protecting you from people who are doing things that are criminal. And that kind of changed that mindset too, no, we really need to do this. It's not okay. A scam's not okay. Because people were thinking scam was a hustle, and people weren't taking it as serious until we started using the word criminal. It's criminal activity. And then they're like, oh, and grandparents and different things. You had one too that you found on the phone that you were shocked with?
Yeah, so I found this app. I don't really remember what it's called, but it installs a software on your phone to where if you're getting a scam call or scam text, it automatically runs it through this barrier to where it can detect if it's a scam or not. And another cool part of that app is that it has a counter of how many scams that it saved you from in the past 30 days. So it's just really cool. And also really frightening to look at how many scams there are to you every month. So yeah.
So I've got the same question for this group, but I would like the students to pick one student to kind of speak for the whole group. But what is the greatest impact from this process, this journey, this program, in your opinion? And I'll leave it to you guys.
So we've been to like universities, and it's not just for like the traveling and the sponsors, it's that we're really helping out the older generation to learn like how to combat scams and just connecting with them. Like, as they said, they like us to come back and talk about fishing, but sometimes that's not even about the fishing. It's just that they don't get too much visitors because they're in that home, so they'd like people to come and just talk to them and share stories with them so they can talk about like how they fished when they were younger. So we think that's like a great impact, just to be able to talk to the older generation and bridge that gap that's being expanded over the years with technology advancing, them not getting used to that, and the younger generation getting so much access to technology. It's really helping us bridge that gap.